All right. So I just got out of a really awesome relationship, and by awesome I mean my girlfriend was crazy. And I know every guy says that, but seriously, like this girl she's the next evolution in crazy. She's like when crazy stands upright. Apparently anime and kamikaze pilots are not the only crazy shit to come out of Japan. This girl put GHB in her own drink, and then she tried to strangle me. Like, I don't really understand where that came from. So obviously I'm very excited to be without my ex-girlfriend. Woo! Yeah, thank God. Although I am not necessarily excited, I'm not sure if I'm excited to be single. You know, very often we over-glorify single life. You know, we think, being single is a lot like baseball. Any baseball fans in here? Yeah. Yeah, I hate baseball. I think it's the most dreadfully boring sport known to man. Like, think about it. Yeah, thank you. Like, the absolute pinnacle, you can clap for that, I hate baseball. Think about it, the absolute pinnacle of mastery of this game, the perfect game, has got to be the most dreadfully boring thing to watch. A perfect game means you watch 9 innings where nothing happens. At all. Think about it, between spring training, like a month and a half of that, the 162-game season and the playoffs, it takes shorter to create a new human life than play a baseball season. There's a problem with that. So being single is a lot like baseball. Even the best hitter in Major League Baseball is only batting maybe a .375, which means that every 3 out of 10 times at the plate, they actually get a hit. But not all those hits are home runs. Some of those hits are just singles, which means you're not even grabbing a boob. So there are some things about being single that I do enjoy. Like the casual sex part of being single, I mean, it's kind of fun. I mean, of course, sex is better when it's with someone you care about. But it's pretty awesome either way. You know, no bad pizza, that kind of thing. Now, and there's nothing wrong with casual sex. If 2 people want to have frequent sex sessions like some people play racquetball, then go for it, thrust away. It's the best type of recreation. Now the problem is it never really stays casual. You know, there's actually been studies done that show that there are chemicals released during sex that make women get emotionally attached, which sucks for you all. So what that means for us guys is that it means 2 things. Number 1, just like the milk you have sitting in your fridge, the booty call you have right now, it does have an expiration date. And just like that milk, it's better for all of us if you just adhere to it. And number 2, you need to be honest with the girl. And ladies, when we are, you should probably listen to us. The problem is that no matter how upfront you are with the girl, no matter how explicitly you explain to her that it will never be more than just sex, she still thinks that after a while of sleeping together, somehow I'm going to change my mind. Listen, if we have sex the first time we hang out, or if the only times we hang out are after 2 a.m. and it's in your vagina, I'm not going to date you. Now, there are some exceptions. You're probably not it. You know, just like girls decide if they're going to sleep with a guy right away, guys classify girls the minute we see them. You know, we're willing to wait for a girl that's worthwhile. We classify them right away. Just for tonight, hook up with for a while, date until it fizzles out, or let's then monogram those towels. We know if you have the potential to be something serious. You know, so you want to make sure that you keep that in perspective. Now, my favorite part of being single, I forgot that part, so I'm just going to move on. My favorite part of being single is when you're... It happens, I've had a long day. My favorite part of being single is when you're hooking up with a girl, you're about to hook up with a girl, and she stops you in that intimate moment of passion because she has to tell you something so important that she doesn't usually do this. Really? Really? Now listen, I'm a very confident guy. I have a good self-image. I'm very comfortable with who I am. But I am not that awesome. I'm not that amazingly spectacular to where I'm the reason you made the exception. I refuse to believe that I'm the one who caused you to suspend your entire ethical code just for tonight. Let's be honest. You do usually do this. And that's okay. In fact, that's why I chose you. I chose you because you were vaginally generous. I know, right? What a good term, vaginally generous. Because I believe that it gives guys an opportunity to call sluttiness the virtue that sometimes it really is. You know, we want to date and marry the girls with the low numbers, but we want to have fun with the other ones, right? So guys, do me a favor, leave the term slut and whore to playground catfights and, you know, underage professions in developing Asian countries. If you appreciate the fact that some girls donate sex like it's tax deductible, then call them something really, you know, that appreciates what they do. They're vaginally generous. Now, like everybody I have an awful relationship, obviously as you can tell, I've gone on my required, you know, downward spiral of sexual deviance. And even though I'm probably the palest, whitest guy you'll ever see, like seriously, like if I float too long in the ocean, they call the coroner. I mean, I'm borderline glowing. Even because of that, like you know, some of the girls I've had an opportunity to date or play racquetball with, I mean, they have been of all different colors. I mean, they've started to represent, you know, the U.S. population, the U.S. Census. Like this is the type of diversity that would have a corporate HR department being pretty proud. They're predominantly white, with a very strong black population, a small but diverse Asian segment with an ever-increasing Hispanic population. Seriously, the girls that I've dated or hooked up with, they come from so many different backgrounds that I'm pretty sure I'm close to being able to ratify my own UN Security Council resolution. I just need to get China on board. Thank you. Now, when I first moved from Florida to California, obviously, I mean, not surprising, I hooked up with a couple Asian girls. Because the only time we see Asians in Florida is when we go to Disney World. Alright, now I'm at that age where all of my friends, everybody that I know, is, you know, they're starting to get married and starting to have kids. And which is cool, you know, I like kids. The only problem is, and I'll break this to you gently, but listen, people who have kids, your children are not as interesting to me as they are to you. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but you know, whatever little Johnny did this morning, it's great for his development, and it's huge for your family. But to people outside of your family, it's like a Derek Jeter home run to a Milwaukee Brewers fan. He's not on my team, and people hit home runs every day. Again, I like kids. I mean, I honestly, my nieces and my nephews are adorable. Love them. They're awesome. The thing is, I also like a lot more in this life than just kids. And the problem is that once people start having kids, that's all they talk about. You'll get a bunch of adults around the table, and instead of talking about anything we want to talk about, we start talking about your children. We talk about baby Einstein, more absorbent diapers, good daycares, potty training stories. You know, isn't this your time away from them? I mean, you should talk about adult things. Say shit, say fuck, say the stuff you can't say when they're around. Call random people douchebags. Do not give up your God-given right as an adult. And I'll tell you what, like, it's not that I don't care about your children. I do want to hear about them. I genuinely do. But I want to hear about your children like I watch SportsCenter. I want the highlights. I don't need to see the whole game. Thank you guys. I think that's my time. You guys are awesome. I'm Walsh. Check out Walsh in the background, guys.